Hey all, our actual go time doesn't start for a good 15 minutes. So feel free to fast forward to that. While we're waiting, I think I've shared this with a few people. It's a new idea for me. Let's have a look. Okay, here's two common walls. One, we've got the 3 black stones, and one we have the 2 black stones. I used to think that one of the big differences was that what had to do with the peep. Hello, whoever walked in. I used to think that black very much wanted to save the cut because the 2 stones on the right just are pretty weak. And if we peep this one, black is less inclined to save the peep because the 3 black stones aren't so weak. Okay. I talked about this with a pro recently, and he says, well, that is true that you're more likely to get this peep in and less likely to get this peep in, but you're still most likely to get both of them in. I mean, he says it's not that big a difference. Well, then one wonders, what is the difference between the 2 walls? And that's where the new information comes in. Okay. This white corner, absolute. In other words, if black comes in, that's white's corner. There's really nothing to do about it. It's white's corner. Okay. Now, this corner, less so. So what we're doing is we're talking about the reason black is more likely to play this wall. I'll call it the 3 stone wall, the 3 marked stone wall. Black is more likely to play this way. Not only is black a bit thicker on the outside, small issue, the bigger issue is there are some issues inside for white. This is not necessarily white's corner. So, for instance, if white were to say Atari, we say Atari and big capture. So we see that black had an option here. Okay, black can also say Atari here. White can say Atari. Black says Atari. If white saves, then Atari and capture the corner. This is all based on black winning the ko. For instance, each time white can take, Black makes the co-threat, white responds, black comes back, tie. So this is all assuming black wins the co. Well, that's a pretty powerful. White can instead take, still a co. So he was saying this is the main reason why black prefers this wall. A little bit stronger, and white's corner is less white's corner. All that being said, black will most commonly leave it at this point. Then later on, black may well just start this direction to make a change and force white to make a decision here, just what white wants to do. If white captures, then white's completely surrounded. That's, generally speaking, that's not very good for white. So white's more than likely to capture, which we saw a moment ago. So all of that is why black generally prefers this move to this move. Okay, good. Hey, James. Thank you for saying hi. Okay, so we're just talking about random things for another 8 minutes till we actually start. I'm repeating myself, but as black, I very much suggest that you consider two options. This is going to cover 95, 98% of your situations. You either want the corner, so you hane and double hane. And we all know that Joseki. And black gets the corner. Nice little corner, good life, everything's great. Or, and this is what stronger players prefer most of the time, is sente. So black goes and takes sente. Now, we've talked about this, but in the old days, we really wouldn't think of ignoring this wall. But AI has shown us that you have a very easy 3 options for health. So if you play away, if white pinches you, well, you can still ignore. Let's do it. Let's ignore. White's next move, probably here to start the surround. And black could play away again. I don't think white will. Black will probably come out. And let's just, the next few moves might be a little complicated, but we'll see that black's out. Black's played away twice, and he's still out and still fine. So it's just a way of saying that the 3-stone wall for black is perfectly fine. Six minutes. I had a student recently say that he was concerned about playing this move. He didn't like A, he preferred B, because when he played A, he felt like he was behind enemy lines, which is true. We can draw a line from C over to D. So yes, A is behind enemy lines, but that's pretty much the same as saying that now all white stones are behind enemy lines. the two black stones are surrounding the entire board on the inside and the outside. Well, this is true, but it doesn't mean a lot. So his main concern was any sort of pinch. And I said, well, just get used to this move. Of the 6 pinches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of the 6 pinches, only one do we not play A. Only one of the pinches, A, is not an easy, straightforward, healthy way of playing. And we're just looking at it since we have another 4 minutes. If black doesn't cut, then we can just walk away. Black tries to surround us. We're not cut. We're very out. He can't stop us from getting out. Not only that, but there's an actual cut here that black can't capture. So really not a problem. So then the question is, well, what if black does cut? And this is when I was talking to him, if we're talking about a simple path, just make your Atari and you have a group that's connected out and fine. And probably black captures, you capture. But even whatever happens, you're out and everything's fine. And the only one this doesn't work is this one, because as white saves the cut, it's a horribly ugly shape it's just a horrible shape. There's no life to it at all. So in that case, you do something else. And there's many things. You just basically just get out. Okay, we have a whole minute before we start. Anything else? We know that A is being on the third line has to do with territory. And B has to do with influence. And if we look at the most basic Joseki, black does indeed have actual cash, and white doesn't actually have any territory yet, but he has a very stable group affecting the board. I'm pretty much stating the obvious, but just kind of filling in time here. One thing that's kind of interesting in the world of modern Go, white may well walk away from that. Similar to white walking away from the 3 white stones. So if we compare the A wall to the B wall, they're extremely similar. Neither has a base, neither has an extension, but they're both relatively fine. The A group we see has 2 separate runs up. The B group has only 1 run to the left. So it's clearly weaker. But still, if black attacks, just run out. And if there's any need, any urgency, there's a little contact play that black really can't get around. As long as we sacrifice that 1 stone, then we're, very out. Okay, let's start our official lecture time. When I was thinking of what we might want to do this morning, I I was thinking that our most common level that we talk to in our lecture times is around 4 or 5Q. And when it comes to 4 or 5Qs, the biggest trouble they get when they play handicap Go. They tend to feel lost. They tend to lose handicap games because they're playing against a one-don. And this one-don's all over the place doing stuff. So I thought we'd have a look. Okay, so I've set Crazy Stone to one-don level. And we're just going to look at some basic ideas. Dang, we can't. I can't show marks or variations. Well, I'll just click undo. So there's this idea, right? We see our group. It's in the corner. It can't get surrounded. We can see it. That's the idea. Okay. Now clicking undo. Let's look at this one. Okay. Do you see the group? Now, you might think this is really silly, but okay, you can see the group on the right. You just have to make sure you don't lose track of that. So this is the point so far, is the goal is to make a group that you can control. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Since I can't show variations, I can't show. There's a cut here. White can cut us. And there's some interesting things what happens when he cuts us. But regardless, we can see the group. But this group is harder to identify. First, we're not in the corner. That makes things a bit awkward. Second, we don't have any actual points because that white stone's not exactly dead. So it's harder to identify this black group and harder to work with, which is why I suggest we just play this one. Much easier. Easier to see, easier to work with. If we pinch in order to attack, it's not going to work. He's not going to go, oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, you've won the game. No. He'll just, like he did, he just sacrificed it, made it even a bigger group in the corner. So it's not like it's time to attack. White's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, we can do the same thing again, and that's fine. But that's going to get a little strange, kind of like mirror Go, and then he plays on the right, and we're going to be concerned about what he's getting there. Let's just split him. We're going to make it fourth line, specifically because the fourth line's hard to attack. So when we play this move, it's hard for white to attack that move. If we played it on the third line, much easier to surround. We would all of a sudden be on white's terms. As we played on the fourth line, it's less attack. We're giving white a bit of room. Yeah, we're not here to do some severe attack. We're here to stop white from getting the entire right, and white has two weak groups. So it's simply a positive step. Okay, what now? We're going to save our stone by contacting one of the stones here. Either one's fine. We generally think about, we want to attack the one on the right. That's the weaker one. So we'll contact the stronger one. Well, turns out that coming down here really isn't a Joseki. So we're going to come down here. Oh, he's playing cute. Okay, we're going to split. And we're going to split. Oh, man. He's making this hard for us. This is good. So let's go back looking at the upper right again. What did we try to do? We formed a group that we can see, and once we see it, we can take care of it. Okay, that's what we have to do now. Look at our bottom right. He can connect any way he wants. What are we supposed to do? Well, we need to find a path where we see our group and it's defined and we can take care of it. Now, I think either way we go, it's going to work. I'm going to come down this way. This splits the two groups so that we have 1 week group, he has 2 week groups. Okay. This is where you have to start paying attention. If you're not careful, this black group is going to be attacked like you wouldn't believe. He's going to win the game by attacking this black group. Let's think again to the upper right. We looked at pinching the stone. What was the purpose of pinching the stone? To form our black group. Pinching white in the upper right was the same as extending. They both led to we trying to find clarity for our group. If we pinch this white group on the bottom, same thing. It's not going to be to attack white. It's going to be to define and save our group. Does that make sense? So the point here is the bottom right black group needs help. How shall we help it? Well, we could do the shoulder hit so that all the black stones here are talking to each other. Problem is, white's alive in the corner. So we're playing next to white and have no effect on white. I think instead we're going to attack white on the bottom. Just don't lose track that it's all about defending your group. This is how you lose your games. We attack, and then you keep thinking attack, attack, attack. No. We're here to defend. That's what we're doing. Okay. I love to hane. Cut looks nasty. I'd love to jump. Then I have 2 cuts. Then what do? I think I might go back to the shoulder hit. That should very clearly get us out. But I'm just not so sure. If we step out, then we know we're not getting cut. Let's do it that way. Now, we're not trying to find best moves here. I'm trying to show a rational path where we can see our group and it is not getting in trouble. Now we can jump out. Let me see if that's true. We come out, he wedges, Atari, connect, white cuts. Atari, oh, he still cuts us. We have to come one more. So if we jump, he wedges, we're cut. I don't want to get cut. I'm going to come one more. Now I can jump. Let me make sure that's true. Black, white wedges. Atari, connect, white cuts. Boom, boom. Wow, it's still a problem. Unbelievable. I'll come out again. Okay. This is one of the problems with this sort of lecture. The point is identify your group and make it strong, but that also means we're playing a little slow and he's doing some catching up. But we can see our group. It's looking very thick, lots of eye shape, very out, looking pretty healthy. Okay. Then what's next? look around for points of interest. For instance, we have a lonely stone that's about to get gobbled up. We're not about to say, oh, I'll defend it. Wait, calm down. What else is going on? He has a lonely stone in the upper right. Well, that's a corner. If we save our stone on the bottom, we're not playing in the corner. If we attack his stone in the upper right, we are playing in the corner. So play in the corner, attack him, which has a side effect of helping this group that we've been a little uneasy about. I mean, it's okay now, but I wouldn't mind making it a little more okay. I mean, I've got an elephant eye here and stuff. So we're thinking of attacking white. Let's look at defending this. How will we defend this? Now I'm going to put it down and then click undo. If I play this way, all of a sudden, if he plays in between, then he can split us. Our group is not yet home. If he splits us, then we have two weak groups. This is not a healthy move. If we do it this way, okay, healthier, but still, it's thin right next to thin. This is just not a good idea. Then we have this saying, please, I want you to capture this stone. I'll take the corner, you capture the stone. Okay, so we're giving up the stone, but taking the corner while we're at it. Okay, that makes sense. We're doing one strong thing. And notice it's going to take more than one move for him to do this. We could still run out if we want. Okay. So if we're going to save the bottom, I want to do it in a safe way. I mean, if we play on the bottom, I'll probably do it in relationship. We might end up with this one, the long knight's move. So we're in the corner, but we're also reaching out, making it hard for him to kill the stone. So there's a couple ways of doing that. But I think we're going to come back here and hit the corner. Okay, that's our corner. I like that's our corner. Okay. Take a breath, look around. Remember our black group here? It has this elephant eye that we're a little displeased with. We are now behind enemy lines. In a not too general sense, he can surround us. And we don't actually have eyes. That's what you might miss, and that's how you lose the game. So we're going to defend our group. We're going to try to get in relationship with the stone and hopefully do something else. I'm kind of liking this move. I think it might be Sente. He thought so too. That helps our elephant eye. I'm not real thrilled yet, but it's a start. Next, he's got two cuts. There's a few ideas here. I'm going to go this way. This black move threatens two separate cuts. So we're bothering him. That's what we're doing. Let's bother him. Sure, Tari. And connect. Okay, check it out. We have all these black stones. Our job is to link them together in a healthy way. Well, that suggests this move. Just don't get weak. Keep it strong. Okay. Our original black corner. I'm still dissatisfied with this elephant eye. That's still something that's going to hurt us later. But we're amazingly strong in this upper area. So are we strong enough to walk away? I got to tell you, it bothers me a lot. And the point of this lecture here is to get us to stay out of trouble. This is how your opponent keeps beating you, is you just keep getting in trouble. How so? You got an elephant eye. These two groups aren't the same group. So I think I really want to help. I don't want to wait. I want to help this weakness, but I don't want to do a one-purpose move. So help the group, and well, I have a white group here that's weak. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start surrounding this white group from the outside, which totally helps the elephant eye and grows the top really well. Okay, I'm ready to say that with all these black stones, I simply am not in trouble. Now, if this was me playing my real game, I would have said before this, I'm not in trouble. We're looking for, 5, 6 cues, like, let's just stay out of trouble. And I think at this point, everyone would agree the black group's great. Okay. What's next? Should we save our stone? No. No. That's a double no. How come? That would be insanely difficult to do. Anything you do that's difficult means that he's getting more profit. So we've given up the single stone. That's in our attitude. We've given it up. How about our cornerstone? Is it in trouble? No, hasn't even been approached yet. So if we want, we can continue growing our very large top side, like for instance here, huge top area. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's look at another idea. Could play this guy. Corner moves are quite nice. They're big, right in the area that white's trying to do something. And I think that's what we'll do. Okay, he plays here. What's that about? I think we'll go ahead and finish this. So push in, drop down. Okay, so we have a new group and we've defined it. Is it strong enough to walk away? Yeah, white's nowhere near it. White's on the right side, but we've made ourselves real strong there. Okay. So there are no more black groups that have any difficulty. So then where to next? The top sure looks like the biggest area. Any move here will be fine. Let's play anything. How about here? Your job. What is he trying to pull on us? What's he trying to hurt? Is he hurting our corner? It's a little hard to believe. Well, what's going to happen if he connects the two white groups? Well, that sort of brings up the elephant eye again. I kind of want to split him so he has two horribly weak groups, and we'll pretty much capture one of them. And let's we don't want to play close to our wall here. We want to stay away from our wall. So that suggests the Hane, and we have plenty of black stones here. There's no weakness. Can we do it again? Oh, that would be nice. If we Hane again, we're playing away from our thickness. That would be the best. The only trouble is if you Tari here, nothing. Let's see you do it. Now, I hate telling you to do this, but you're so amazingly thick. And it worked. Then fix. Okay. Now he's the one with the elephant eye. I like that. Is he attacking our corner? No. So it looks like all our groups are fine. All his groups are fine. I think I'll play in the big area. And just for fun, I'll play the most obvious big area. I'll take my corner. Take my corner. Okay. His group does not quite look settled to me, right? He's undercut here. He's got his gap. I'd like to stop him from coming under. And that's great. But you have to try to keep the overall picture in mind. And that is his elephant eye. See, this is a huge problem in his shape. So we're forming a plan. We're going to be attacking his group. He's going to run out, at which point, as we chase, we're going to get close to his elephant eye. That's kind of our plan. Okay, I will drop down. How? Just straight down? Nah, hate it. I don't see a good move here. Well, as a 10Q, what will you see? You'll probably want to kick. Kicking's almost always bad. Well, I'm going to do this one. It's a double sente. And double sente is like always good, right? Let's just do it. And then back to the stone. Am I really going to kick? I don't want to kick. Let's contact on top instead. Man, I don't know. What would I tell a 10Q here? This is really hard. Let's look at why the kick's bad. We've left a vital point. You can see the cursor. It's right where our shape point is. If he plays here, it threatens to connect under. This is a real weakness in our position. We don't want to go around creating weaknesses in our position. This is going to cause us a serious problem later. That's why we don't play the kick, other than in a very few spots. We're used to seeing it all the time in corners and such, but it just so happens those are one of the 4 places we do the kick. So I'm going to go this way. And we're doing it to see why. Okay, now what? Well, you're all going to play here, right? Yeah, we're not going to play there. You see my cursor. Why not? Because he wants to come under. Okay, we're going to stop him from coming under. Earlier, if we had played this move, it would have been in gote. Now it's in sente. We've made this move much more efficient. That's all. Okay, his group is still weak. We're going to play here to bother him. Now we're creating a weakness, right? We're cut, but one thing at a time. And then we're going to fix. Okay. Our plan hasn't worked. We were going to get close to his elephant eye. We never quite did. So, what's the pattern? Take a breath. Check out your groups. Upper left. I think we're good. We're alive. Bottom left. We have a brand new black group, 4 black stones that are not home yet. We need to get them home. So we're going to play something like this to connect them home. Okay. Sure. Sure. Are we going to drop down and let him cut? Or are we going to connect? I'd rather drop down. I don't see anything in this center area that he can remotely do. Man, I hate telling Tinkyus to play this way. Oh, notice when we came down, you see my cursor, we left the cuts. That's because there were no white stones near our area. He just put a white stone near our area. We are now weak. Before this, we weren't weak. Let's fix. Don't let him in. Push him to the strong side where we have 3 thick stones here. We're going to push him in that direction. Let's just connect and not worry about it. Yep. Co. So this is hard for Tinku. Let's let him live. Don't worry about it. Let him play a whole extra move there. We're going to go do something else that's nice. I want to start looking at this elephant eye again. What happens if we save our stone here? He's got to come up. We come up. He surrounds. This is bad. If we play a black move here, I'm trying to fool around in this area, and maybe that's a bit advanced. Okay. He's got an elephant eye here. We can simply walk out. I think. That's really risky. Taking a weak stone and try to save him. Crazy Stone says we're 32 points ahead. So if we're just ahead, then there's no reason to try to kill anything. Let's just find a weakness, make ourselves nice and strong. We have these Atars over here. Let's play a nice strong move over here. Come out into the center. Okay. Then we'll come over here. Is a real weakness of his. Threaten. And then let's not save the stone. I guess we could save the stone. I'm torn. Let's save the stone. Save. Save. And this threatens to kill something or cut, so we're going to play it. Okay, we can now cut. I like that. I'm not going to do it because there's no reason yet, but I love that he's weak here. Okay, where to next? I'm back at his elephant eye. I'm going to grow the left side as I come close to his elephant eye. I'm securing. I'm going to jump here. If I play this stone, see my elephant eye? I hate that elephant eye. Those are really bad relationships. So I'm going to jump to take it away. Then fix. Can I fix this way? I'm just going to fix real strong since we're ahead. Oh, now we're only 20 points ahead. We've lost like 10 points because we backed off. It's one of the classic things. You're way ahead. Oh, then I'll back off. Bam, now he's caught up. Okay, so we're way ahead on points and we're in endgame. I'm going to play just a few in-game moves. I'm going to start here. And he resigned. All right. So we kind of went out of our way to make groups. We could identify them. I keep using this term, identify your groups. That's because that's you I'm talking to, You don't do that. So what happens? Your group died. How'd that happen? What, didn't you know you had a group there? So identify them, keep them strong. Okay. Now let's do it again. But this time we'll spread out a little bit. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're just going to play some big move. And now we're going to defend our group. We do that by touching one side or the other. Now, we don't care that we're cut. We're going to play here. Good. This is what I wanted. Okay. If we save, we're weak in the corner. We don't want to be weak in the corner. We're going to do this instead. We're going to give up the 2 stones. He should have come out, then we come out. And we're perfectly great. This isn't great for him. Touch our stones. I'm sorry, he can't kill. There's no ladder. And then out we come. And then does this just kill? Yeah, if he comes out, you know what doesn't kill? Let's capture. So what did we just do? Well, 1, we wasted a move. 2, we have a perfectly healthy group with excellent center access. Now, we lost a move there, and that's going to hurt. Okay. Do we have any plans? Let's just defend. Sorry, that's Gote. Old style Joseki. If we defend, it's in Gote because he's already settled. And we don't want to say this is for defense because we just play here. We have Mii, right? We can extend or play in the corner. So it's our move. Let's go put it somewhere. Okay. There's a few ways of defending here. I would be very comfortable just playing away, and I'm still fine. But we're going to stay here. Let's contact. That's a very strong white stone. Let's touch it. Let's threaten. Tare. Tare. Oh, our group got out so well. Okay, now what? Take a corner and attack. That was nice. What in the heck does that mean? If we look at the 2 stones, this black-white pair, the black stone out in the center, affecting the board. His stone, second line, doing 1 point of work. Between the 2 stones, ours is better. We could walk away right now and be happy. It's a good exchange for us. But we're not going to. We're going to... This corner's not quite ours yet. We're going to go ahead and take the corner. It should be Sente because of our helping stone. He had to come back. Now he's played 2 stones for our 1 stone. That's way in our favor. And we have an absolute for sure corner out of it. Where to next? We could continue on in our corner, or we could make our 2 center groups touch. Oh, that's big. That's nothing. We're going to touch on top. That kind of helps us use our stone on the side there. And then out we come. Out we come. Let's just draw the line. This isn't perfect, but it's so nice. Just kind of a fun thing to do. Okay, let's take a breath. Check our groups. Upper right, perfectly healthy. Upper left, perfectly healthy. our center. We're about to get the Hane. We're weak here. Let's fix. I'm going to pinch in order to take a lot of points in the center. Couple of ideas here. I'm going to play a bit of a cute way. Oh, there's so many ways here. Let's go this way. Sorry. Okay. I focused on the center because I had prepared it. Yeah, he lived. Duh. And if I don't respond now, he's going to start getting a lot of forcing moves. So I'm going to go ahead and stop him. Okay. I'm fine everywhere. He's fine everywhere. We're an endgame. There's nothing he can attack. I don't care about the stone he just put in Atari. What a useless stone. There is a corner undecided. That's probably the next spot. That's actually a pretty big move. Okay, so we're well ahead, 25, 30 points ahead. And it's our move. We'll probably come up to make sure he doesn't get a lot of points in this area. And just step by step here. This is a threat to invade. And from there, probably end game. And yeah, all's good. So again, this was an example of keeping our groups in focus. This is how you lose your games, is you get weak groups. I kind of want to play devil's advocate and play another one where we don't keep our groups in focus and we let him attack us, except it's so ugly. Okay, good. So we've got 4 people in here. Is this all making sense? Is there any sort of thing I'm missing that would be helpful to some 5 and 6 cues out there? I've taken, haven't involved you guys yet today. You think there's any 5Q out there that wished we would talk about one particular thing? Looks like no one wants to speak up, and that's fine. Okay. Well, then let's do this again, but let's do the same thing, but as a even up game. We'll set it at 4Q, no handicap, and we'll try again with the same idea, keeping your groups in mind. Okay, our job, healthy group. We always do it the same way. That's with this move. Okay, we're out. The ladder works, the net works, so there's no cut. We have a free move. If you bother to go through the count for options of health, you'll find we have 1, 2, at least 3 options for health. So we're very fine there. I'll go to the next corner. Come on out, come on out, come on out. 3 in a row is not enough. Let's make it 4. Right? I went till there was 4. There's a proverb, 3 in a row is not enough. That's assuming the liberties are filled in. Okay, he can't cut us. We're completely out. He's actually cut here. So now a good time to start chasing, kind of early to try to attack 3 stones in the center. So we'll go to the next corner. What's that? I guess he's trying to help his cut. Is he threatening us? I think I'll get my group out, maybe to here. I'm afraid if he now approaches us, we might... Well, this is the example. We have 2 stones. Next move, we're behind enemy lines. I'm just going to keep it nice and strong. Okay. He just came near this gap. Do I think that's going to be a problem? I'm going to say no. Then let's go to the next corner. That's this one. I'm going to play here till we're all settled. All settled. Where to next? Well, I'll look around. He's got an area on the left, but that kind of looks finished. Hard to find a way in there. We could play corner, upper right. But then on the bottom, he has this very large structure that we can easily flatten. Easily. Come on over. I like the peep here. And down. Okay. We need to live. So I'm going to play, this is a kind of a trick. If we play here, then we're now alive and he has no particular forcing moves against us. So I'm just going to come out now. There's a few ways. Let's do it this way. Out. And I'll just run out lightly. Sure. Okay, let's take a breath, catch up on things here. Bottom right. You should be able to read out, I'm simply alive. If he plays the vital point, I drop down, that's an I. You see the cursor. Okay, so bottom right, we're fine. Look at this bottom black group. It's not what you call connected to the other black group near it. Well, neither black group is particularly full of eyes. And if we start getting split, that could start causing problems. This is exactly what we've been talking about all today. We've been talking about it in handicap terms, but here we are, 2 separate groups. They're not connected. Neither one particularly has eyes. Danger. Now, it's not immediate because he needs like 2 moves to start cutting us and we can live anyway. So it's not immediate. But as soon as I can, I'm going to start focusing on that. Okay, what else first? Well, we went to the trouble of putting down these 3 stones and we're about to give away our points. I want to keep our points. I'm going to take the corner attacking his group. Seems very natural. Now he's about to surround us, surround our group, but it's alive. So I'm not concerned about getting surrounded. What's left? Back to our issue. Okay, I'm going to fix this. How? I have no idea. Let's look at the options. 1, I can come straight across. This is one of black's weaknesses, this area, so I'm strengthening it. I'm also making it harder for white to come through. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Let's do that. Okay, right here. How about here? Yeah, connect everything up. Don't get cut. So a number of ways of doing this. I'm going to do it this way. If he cuts, Atari, save, Atari. So at the moment, he can't cut us. So I'm going to say, he just attacked this stone kind of viciously. I'm going to save it, knowing he can't cut me. Okay, can he cut me? No. Atari, save, Atari. He can't cut me. Okay. My entire group, healthy and out. Okay. And by the way, Crazy Stone says it's an even game. Okay, where to? The biggest area is whites on the left. So how do we get in there? That's a big area for white. One idea, come from the top, and as he keeps his points, swoop around and attack the group on top. Sounds a bit fancy. He might be alive anyway, so I don't like it. Next is this move. This is a big move, much bigger than it looks, because we're reducing him by approximately 5 points, a little less than 5, and we're taking about 5. So it's 8 to 10 points in Sente. And if he were to capture the stone, then we walk right into his area. Okay, that's big. And there's a next one, which I'm not going to do right now, but there's a next move there too. So that was big. Okay. Remember, he's still cut there. Oh, I can't believe he played that move. He just gave us the game. Now, I was going to undo. So to be fair, I will. But let's watch what happens. Dead. Sorry. I mean, that's game over. It was an even game. It says now we're ahead by 10, and I think it's probably more than 10. Is he alive? Well, there's some life and death to read out there, but that's just game over. He can't do that. Let's go back to, let's see if he plays the same thing again. Better. Okay. So as I come out, his 3 stones in the center start becoming separated. So if I had a black presence in this area, the cut would start to become interesting. So I'm going to come on out here. Oh, then I'm going to come in here, I think. Can I? Maybe not. How far can I come in this area? I really want to play here, but white, black, that is terrible. So I guess here, as far as I can come. And I'll press again here. Okay. So I've reduced his left side quite a bit. What's next? His group on top isn't exactly alive yet. And notice it is behind enemy lines. Just for fun, let's play this way. This black stone should be alive because it can connect one way or the other. Okay, so we had a nice big end game. Actually, it was in white's favor, but it was fun to do. And so before this, he didn't really have points there. And now here he does have points. So we actually helped white. I really didn't want to play it. I wanted to show it. So what we saw was that the black stone's alive. Okay. If this black stone is alive, then when we start coming up into this area, it's Sente to kill the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to come this way. I'm going to start growing the side, and then I'm going to come up. What, like this? Seems safe in the honey. And back off one. Look at the area I'm building. So he built 1, 2, 3, 4 in the neighborhood of 5 points. I built more like 10. I hadn't noticed it, but his entire white group here isn't even connected to anything. I hadn't noticed that. So he's actually in trouble here. We need to check and see if we're healthy. There's a cut here. White, black, white cuts. Atari, save, Atari, save, Atari. Looks like we're okay. I'm going to come in to mess with his eyes. Okay, notice the whole white group at the moment doesn't have any eyes. His eye on the right is in Gote. His eye on the bottom is in Gote. If we play here, if he tries to take his eye, we'd remove it. So this threatened his eye on the bottom. Great, we just removed an eye, and he still only has 2 Gote eyes. So I'm going to play, let's say this is his one eye. So I'm going to say Atari. That's nothing. Oh, what's he dead now? He's dead. Let me check my own group. White, white, black, white. I'm alive. He's dead. Let's just kill. His whole group's dead. Want to make sure it dies. Oh, it's really close to life all of a sudden. Okay. So I played a couple weak moves, and all of a sudden it's escaping. But let's just corral it. Surround. Surround. Nowhere to run. He's trying to kill us. I'm already alive. So now it says that we're 75 points ahead because his whole group died here. Okay, so we had a number of examples this morning of something that I think 5Qs, 6Qs need to work on. And that is to identify your group and don't lose track of it. Oh, I forgot about that group. Oh, I didn't realize I was weak. What do you mean you didn't realize? Weren't you looking at it? So look at your group. If things start getting a bit awkward, I want to say don't be embarrassed, because I find my students, they don't defend because it's like, well, shouldn't I be doing something big? Defense is huge. Defend your group. It's well worth it. So we saw it with handicap games. We saw it with even. We got in some trouble and then step by step got ourselves out. Okay, well, hopefully that helped you see a few things. And feel free to send comments, ask questions, things like that. You 3 or 4 that came to see us that never said hi, thanks for coming. And we'll see you all later. Bye, guys.